Welcome everyone who's here physically with us and who is going to be listening to this later and watching. Today we are starting the new year. It's as we always greet one another with a happy new year. So happy new year to everyone. And I think we know from the silence that a new year, a new minute, a new beginning is there in every moment of our day, because the silence has all the years and all the minutes and all the spaces that we can occupy. I think this is such an important way to start a new year. And obviously, many other people feel the same way, because from 2018, we have been presenting different kinds of ways of entering the silence. One of the ways which has come to me is called the Gaia Minute. So before we start, I'd like us to just have a feeling, actually, as we start, of what Gaia means for us. It is a word which is widely used, but the meanings of it are often different. So maybe I could ask you, Jasmine, if you would, for you, are you familiar with the word Gaia? And if so, what does that mean to you?
Thank you, Meenakshi. Yes, I'm a little bit familiar with it, and I don't spend much time thinking of it. But when I have this opportunity to sink down into the quiet and connect, Gaia is part of the connection. So it's the whole of the living, breathing, shifting, growing, evolving planetary being, is how I think about it. It's alive and vibrant and energetic, and it's reciprocating energy with other cosmic beings in the universe, and it has a life, and I'm part of that life. Yeah, that's it for now.
Thank you. White Feather is also joining us. White Feather, if you're able to be on audio, can you share anything about what you feel Gaia is and how you connect with Gaia? Let's see if she can come on audio video.
I don't know how to get myself. Oh, just a minute. There. Good morning. Can you ask the question again?
Yes. Sorry. White Feather, can you share what you feel when you think of Gaia?
When I think of Gaia, I think of someone who loves me, the mother with me always. And I don't know, keeps me going, knowing that that energy is out there and I can have it whenever I need it. And sometimes I forget. So thank you for bringing it to my attention, because I've been going through some stuff lately, and I realize I have to, that's my anchor. So thank you for asking.
So a few years ago, when I was driving, I received a message, and it came as, like this. it sort of really just floated in. And as I came home, I started writing it down, and I realized that the presentation that I got, the message that I got, was from Gaia, because she said, "I am Gaia." And I suddenly realized that I always thought of Gaia as almost a synonym for Mother Earth. But she's the consciousness. It is the consciousness that has created this world, that has created our world, and that actually goes from one place to another, from one planet to another, bringing to life, creating. Wherever there's creation and living forms come into being, there is Gaia. And as I've gone deeper and deeper into the understanding and the connection with her, and I'm saying her because in language, we have to use her or it or him, and it's something, like you said, white feather, warm, and something very close to us. So her sounds a very beautiful way of expressing it, like very close to Mother Earth, because Mother Earth is also a consciousness and not just a physical being. And as White Feather actually had pointed out to me, that in Co-Creator Circle, we are focusing on co-creating a world that benefits all. And I used to write it as benefits all beings. And White Feather said, end it as all, because everything that's in our world is actually, they may not seem animate, but has consciousness, is in the Gaia consciousness. Whether it is the little muñeca, a little doll that I see that somebody had placed where I spend the night tonight, or it is a thing, or it is even our phones, whether it's our smartphone or our not very smartphone, they are all part of Gaia. They're all part of our own consciousness. And when I feel connected with all of it, that's when the silence enters me, and that's when I enter the silence. So I invite us for just a little while, in a moment, if we could go within and connect in our hearts with loving gratitude to the allness that is Gaia. When we enter the frequency of love and gratitude, we are able to enter the heart of Gaia, the heart of our Mother Earth, and everyone and everything is here. When we look around, there is no one and nothing that is not here. And yet, the boundaries of who I am just dissolve, and I'm one with all. And from this silence, if a word or a feeling or a thought comes into your mind, please feel free to share. I'll go on. In 2009, a very amazing experience many of us had in an online community, which was called Gaia. That community is now no longer, because it was like a whirlwind came through, and what needed to be happened, and the community then dissolved. But the message that came there was of a project which was called the Daily Prayer Project. And it came from being a self-realized Swami who had come down from the Himalaya mountains and who said that there have been 40 people around the world who have been connected, all in mountains, all around the world. They have been connected with one another. And somehow, in silence and without too many words, he was able to convey to us that they were sending a certain vibration into the earth. And he said that now we are going into the sukshma or the ethereal world, and we are passing on, we are transitioning. And so what is required is that in every time zone, 1,000 to 1,500 people send out that vibration of loving gratitude into Mother Earth. And I told him, but we can always be in meditation. Why do we need to think of the time? Because he said it's very important to do it at the same clock time every day. And I understood then that it's because we are operating here and we are bringing in that wholeness into this vibration, it is also needed in the vibration of clock. Today we all are here together because of clock time, and because we know that in different time zones, times are different. So if all of us keep sending, if thousands of 1,500 people, that's all that's needed in each time zone, can send a focused beam of loving light, of just gratitude out into the world, then it will benefit everyone and everything. And I got the vision of how it is like the earth itself is going to radiate like the sun. And this radiation isn't a physical light. It is a light which is something that will be sensed. And once again, I understand that it is sensed in silence. And that's why I'm so grateful to these 7 days of rest and renewal, which we can practice every year. So I just want to read a little about this project, the Gaia Minute project. So when he called it the Daily Wordless Prayer Project, because he said prayer is just opening your palms to receive. It is not about asking. It's not even about having an intention. It is just opening your palms to receive, because there is so much blessing that is already in the world. And there's so many blessings that we can give out and receive and absorb and radiate. So this project asks only that you observe spiritual and solemn silence with gratitude for our Mother Earth and all the ways she cares for us as a part of herself. May we understand in our hearts how deep and true her love for us is. May we understand and be mindful that our highest qualities are a reflection of her highest qualities. May we be mindful that our Mother Earth is the source of all sustenance and the nurturing of our very lives. In contemplation, may we realize how irrevocable is our oneness with our Mother Earth. Just pray with total surrender, in complete faith, and that prayer collectively done, at least 1,000 or 1,500 people done at the same time, will generate positive healing energies for all. And then when I was driving and that message came from Gaia, it came exactly as I'm going to say it now. 9:09, the Gaia Minute. Each day at 9:09 in the morning or evening, let us spend a moment or more to beam our highest vibration into Gaia, Mother Earth, with all beings sentient and insentient. To raise our vibration, we can pray, meditate, hold intention, or simply visualize Gaia as healed, healing, whole, radiant. I hope that as I'm reading these words, you can see how the silence within you is responding. When thousands of people join together in an endeavor such as this, the energy so generated can bring miraculous changes. When each of us does it in our own time zone, our Mother Earth and all of us get the benefit of round-the-clock healing. There's a message that comes to us from Gaia, from that consciousness, and we can access it in this silence every day. Miraculous messages come to us, which are not on social media, they are not on mass media, they are not published anywhere, but it could be a little cry of a butterfly in your garden, or it could be a person. It has happened. I have had miraculous experiences of seeing a little child in a village, in a remote village in Afghanistan, and I felt she was looking at the sky with fear. And the next, because there were drones and they were raining down bombs. And then I heard on the news that that this is something that is troubling even in the armed forces, and they're saying we are doing too much of drone warfare. This is how, when we connect with Gaia, and this can be at any time, when we are sure of that silence, we can connect with it and get the messages. We begin to be more and more. And I know everyone who's listening here already knows everything that I'm saying. I can feel how everyone here is so beautifully connected, and I'm very grateful for that. What I'd love us to do is to do the gratitude lotus exercise. We usually do it at the end, but I'd like us to do it now in sync with one another, because one of the messages of the Gaia Minute project, the 909, is that it needs to be done in sync with one another, synchronizing with one another. That's when it becomes focused and powerful. And like someone reminded me, we are in a 9-year, 2025. 9 is just 909 just reminds us that this is something that we have to do. If it's not at 9 your time, it can be at any time, the same time every day. So one of the beautiful ways in which we do it is that we start opening the petals of the lotus, the fingers, as we feel the gratitude that we have. We can actually think about what we are grateful for. So as I'm opening, if you could just keep your eyes a little open, and so that we can do it in sync with one another. And in our hearts, just think of what you're grateful for. If no words come, that's fine. Just being grateful for gratitude, grateful for this beingness together. But let's do it together. I'll just do it quickly to tell you what we'll do together. We'll first open up everything. Then, with the lotus fully open in front of the heart, we will receive and absorb all the blessings. Then we'll radiate them out and embrace outward, and then ourselves, and come back. So when we're ready, let's begin. And we don't have to play music. This is silent. Allow a gentle smile to come from the heart. Thank you. I'd like us to also do, because we are co-creating, so I'm going to share, let me close this. I'm going to share a mantra and another mudra, because the whole universe is represented in our fingers and in our hands. And this is how we know that we are so connected with the allness that is. There are three main forces of the universe and four states. One state is just the state of nothingness, of beingness, of complete silence. It is the entire potential of everything that there is. And the sound of that is just a hum. So as we are here, when we hum, we are with the universe. Out of this nothingness appears a clear thought, a clear line, like the Big Bang. And the sound of it, or the child that is born. Out of the womb, the child is born, and that is ah. The sound of that is ah. Like the mother who sighs after the baby is born, or the child who cries to show that I've come out into the world. After that, there is a period of rest, a period of relaxation, and the sound of that is oh. And then to harmonize all of this together is your longest finger, and the sound of that is A. And when we say A or A, we naturally smile. And a beautiful message that has come into this world from Professor Park Jae-woo, who showed us this tri-origin theory and mantra and mudra, is that this is a world of that origin smile, which the Creator made when he came into this, when he created this world. The Creator Spirit has created this world with an origin smile, where the eyes, the nose, the mouth, everything is uplifted and smiling serenely. And that smile is in every cell of our being, of our physical, mental, and body. So I'm going to share this mantra and mudra, and let us, and hear it, okay. This is the way this world operates, the way this whole world is organized. And that is the way the sun rises. So from there being no sun, first the sun rises, then it's in the sky the whole day long, and then it sets. And so our fingers are made in that way to show how, if you're going to work, or like you've come to this meeting, you weren't here, then you came to this meeting, now you're in the meeting, and then we'll go away. Everything that we do in this world, this is therefore called the functional mantra and mudra. So let's just do it one time, and you can do it like this, with your fingers like this and hands to receive. You can do it with your hands this way to send it back to the earth, or just like this, which, facing one another. So I'm going to play it one more time, and this time, please, let's do it together. What I love about this video is that it is a co-creation, because it was composed by Professor Park Jibu. It was sung by one of my students who actually, she said, Meenakshi, I have a cold and a cough. I said, but your voice, she's a singer, it's so much better than mine. Please sing it. So she sang it. And so I'm here. The professor was Korean, but then he lived all over the world, including India. She is from Colombia, and she sang it. The bag that you saw was made in Mexico by another friend, and the Co-Creator Circle logo was made in India. And there's another story there of another time. And the hands are of another girl who lives in Venezuela. And now we're listening to it from Miami and California, and Tree is here from I think from Minnesota, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, I forget sometimes. And Jasmine from England, and other people who will be listening to this later. So as we end, we're coming to the end of this session. Can each of us just give a message for how we feel we would like 2025? What would we like to bring into this world? What are we personally co-creating? What we feel the people around us are co-creating? And what are our wishes? So who would like to go first? White Feather, can you unmute your mic?
Okay. I've had some things happen to me just in these last 2 weeks that it was really hard for me to digest it. And so that helps me to bring forth what you're asking, is that to know that love is here with us always, and that we can, or I'll say I can take it and be part of it, have it be part of me. And even if I'm sad, it's still there. It never leaves me. And it's okay to be sad, because it's part of our human process that we go through. And it gives me the opportunity to come back to the love when I go through the process. And I know it never leaves me. And I've been told it's okay to do that, because that we're human and that's what we're doing right now. And so I it just gives me love. I feel the love in my heart going out for me and for the world.
That is so beautiful, White Feather. In this, just like you said, it's so important to feel whatever emotions we have been given for our human life. And it's in suppressing them that illness can come, but in expressing, acknowledging them, but then understanding that everything can go back into the love, the oneness, that we not only heal ourselves, but we are able to heal the people around us. I'm very grateful for this message. Thank you, White Feather. Jasmine, would you like to go next?
Thank you. Yeah, so first I'm creating space for myself around the responsibilities and activities I've held for a long time, and laying some of those down, because in the new chapter that's unfolding for me, I've been getting a strong calling for a number of years that won't go away, so I'm finally finding a way to respond to it, and it's about nurturing our relationship with animals and finding ways to challenge people's fixed ideas about what animals are and how we can modify them and that kind of thing, and bringing a lightness of touch, a playfulness, creativity to this challenging task that lies ahead for me. So I'm quite excited about it, that it's finally going to come into being, but also quite daunted. And I remind myself that it's just one little offering amongst many, many around the world to help humans appreciate and respect other sentient beings, and help us all to grow, go forward in more loving ways. That's my hope and prayer, anyway.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much, Jasmine. So you're focusing on animals also. That's lovely.
Mm-hmm.
You know, recently, Tree is saying that she's okay. She's saying strength. Strength is what she's focusing on. Strength for self and for the world. Thank you, Tree. And tree is a beautiful metaphor for that as well, because the roots connect, all the roots are connected with one another. The canopies, they know how to spread, but also how to give one another space so they don't crowd one another. That's so beautiful when we learn. And the trunk remains strong and seemingly individual, it gives the shape. And it shows us that how each of us is a human tree. We are not just humanity, we are humanity. We are all connected with one another. There is no separation. And that's my, if it's a wish or intention, a desire, or what I'm seeing happening, is that we are not learning to co-create. We actually are already co-creating. And I've understood more and more from these periods and groups of silence and renewal and support that all the beauty of the world happens in silence, because it is not broadcast. And yet, when we enter our physical silence, we are able to see that. We don't need to even know our other people in our time zone sending out love and gratitude. We can sense them. We can sense the people who are there with us. And that gives us an individual sense of peace, and also something that then we become pillars of peace. We become peace. We become the being around whom people can feel renewed and refreshed. So I feel more and more people are waking to this consciousness that we are co-creating a world, and that we are always co-creating a world that benefits all, even though at times it may seem that we are going in the wrong direction. Do you feel that also?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
We're all here at this time for a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody is insignificant. Nobody is wrong here at the wrong time. Even though it's hard for us to accept that often, some people.
You know, I sometimes many times this happens to me and to all of us, that we are talking with one another and we see exactly that same message coming to us from social media or from the internet or from somewhere. And then we say, oh my gosh, Big Brother is watching us. Someone's watching and listening to us. And I feel, how do I feel if I think that what I thought or spoke is actually known to other people as well? Because that is very real. It's always been so. On our lunch table, my mother, when we were children, my mother would say, oh, to each of us, would you want a little bit more of this, or would you want a little bit more of that? And we would feel so nourished and happy that my mother knows what I want without my asking. What if
Mm-hmm.
you think that's what's happening even with technology? It may be a spin, it may be true, we can't really know. But I feel that if I feel that everything around me is actually working for my good and for the good of the world, that makes it happen. That is the way that we can co-create. We can change the way in which, like Buddha said, that somebody can throw an arrow at you, but you can turn it into a bouquet of flowers. So our own consciousness and how we perceive, like how you showed White Feather, that when you feel sad, you're able to perceive it as a path towards love and towards self-acceptance. What a beautiful way to turn something which we don't want to stay. We don't want to stay in the vibration of sadness. So it helps us to, but it's a path we have to take towards the feeling of love. Then so be it. We accept that. And we are grateful. So how would we like to end this session? Shall we end it? Oh my gosh, Catherine's coming now. Catherine, I'm so happy you're here. We are about to actually close the session. Are you calling from Costa Rica?
Yes, I just arrived 5 minutes ago in the town where I gonna build my house. And yes, I'm in Costa Rica. Happy New Year from here to all of you.
Happy New Year. That's my top destination. I want to visit Costa Rica. Ooh. I'm in Britain and I was telling my sister 3 days ago about Costa Rica.
Is there a sort of sound where you are, Catherine?
Sorry?
Is there a lot of people around you?
Yes, that's why I'm a little bit.
Party time.
I'm Minnesota, but I just wanted to tune in to see you all and wish you all a happy new year.
Okay, thank you so much. You are not hands-free, right? You're holding your phone?
Mhm.
Yeah, so we won't
But I
do
can,
that again. But
I
can we
can,
be? Because then we can do the gratitude again. I love doing the gratitude to end.
Mm.
So as we do our gratitude lotus exercise now, we're going to, when we open the left and the right separately. So when we open the fingers of our left hand, let's think of the challenges that we have overcome. And when we open the finger of the right hand, let's think of the blessings which have easily come into our lives. And if we can't immediately remember, that's okay also. Just be aware that everything that happens in our life is actually a blessing. But it's beautiful when we know that it's a challenge that we overcame. So, with our eyes a little bit open and a little bit closed so that we can do this together, let's do the gratitude lotus together to receive, absorb, and radiate the blessings. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
How blessed we all are.
Yes. Thank you, Meenakshi.
We'll be in touch. And thank you for these 7 days of rest and renewal, which has been allowing us to share the message of 909, the Gaia Minute.
Mm.
See you all at 909 every day.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.